Hey family, welcome to the Spiritual Awakening Blueprint 101, day 2, where we're going to learn about healing, releasing blockages. Today I had to do a full prayer before I started this. You know, when great things is going on, a lot of people try to stop it. You have forces that try to come in and get in between, but we're not going to let that happen. um, I hope that day one was easy to follow. Those of you that started yesterday, the live is still there. You can go and catch up there and get some insight on what you can do for those days, for that day when it comes to your classwork and your homework. Okay. So we're gonna dive right in. Today's objective is identify and begin to release emotional, spiritual blockages that prevent your growth. Oh man, exactly what I was thinking about. What was going on today for me? So let's break that down. So the definition of emotional blockages are unresolved feelings and negative emotional patterns that prevent us from fully experiencing and expressing our emotions. Spiritual blockages, on the other hand, are obstacles to our connection with the higher self and purpose and self and sense of inner peace. Now, when it comes to unresolved feelings and negative emotional patterns, it all is intertwined with negative self talk. You being unsure of making decision because of the fact that you may feel like you don't want to be seen because something that has been done to you. It could come up in so many ways where it prevents you from being the highest version of yourself because you have put a blockage there. You have put set a boundary or set a definition or a law or rule over your being where you can't move forward until this is healed and let go and rewritten. Okay, be rewritten. Let's talk about the cause and effect. These blockages are often caused by past traumas, limited beliefs, unresolved conflicts, or fear based thinking. When these blockages are not addressed, they can affect all areas of our lives, our relationship, career, health, overall sense of well being. And one of the main things, your money. It really can, because all of that, everything that's going on with you has a lot to do with your money. It's your well-being. It's part of your value and your worth. And it impacts emotional and spiritual blockages can lead to feeling stagnation, frustration, anxiety. Over time, it may manifest in physical conditions and symptoms and um create barriers for personal growth and spiritual elevation. I couldn't even talk then. But you see now that emotional and spiritual blockages can that really have has a effect on every part of your life. I feel like with yesterday's lesson, let's go to let me pull the paper out for yesterday's lesson. Yesterday's lesson was on power of presence and awareness. That's showing you how to be present and available so you can see who you are, feel you are, and understand who you are and see what's really going on. And then now this lesson is teaching you the emotional and spiritual blockages, because you may be experiencing some certain things that you have written down and not know what they are. So it allows you to dive deeper into what's really going on and allow you to see um where you are with the connection of your spirituality being intertwined or integrated within your everyday life. So now let's identify emotional and spiritual blockages. Common signs of blockages is persistent negative self-talk. I just talked about that. Inner criticism, feeling of guilt, shame, anger, resentment that resurfaces. Difficult trusting others and being open to love. And it's difficult trusting yourself. I mean, it becomes, you could tell that something is off balance because now you can't really trust anything, including yourself. A sense of being stuck in certain areas of your life, relationship, career, personal growth. lack of clarity about your purpose or your direction in life, emotional numbness or avoidance of feelings. It teaches this exercise teaches you how to look at the things that you don't want to look at. And now that you're shining light on it, it's not for you to judge, it's for you to really write everything down, come up with a process to unpack what you're really feeling and what's really going on, so you can actually uh dive deeper in it and give it a voice. So you could, now that it has a voice, you could look at it and see, how could I acclimatize this to help me versus hurting me? Because for so long we sit back and take the teachings and the traditions and the culture that we're in and run with it, or what our mother and father say, and let it be golden, instead of just putting stuff together, putting a plan together, putting a tradition together, and putting rules together just to govern our own being and our own reality. Because just because they tried it and did it a certain way, it may not work for you in your life. So this is going to open up this can of worms, and this product, this thing that was hidden for so long. It's going to open it up for you, and you may second guessing a little bit, and you may start feeling some emotion, but be gentle with yourself, because you're learning new things about yourself, and this is not a time for you to judge, but to review and understand. We're on a mission just to understand. Okay, so the exercise that you have for tonight is taking a moment to reflect on areas in your life where you feel disconnected, overwhelmed, or stagnant. They may be clues to where emotional and spiritual blockages exist. And a lot of time with this exercise, you're gonna see that it could be in your relationship. You know, the area that is feel disconnected, relationships. It could be jobs. It could be with your kids. It could be with your husband, wife, your family members. It could be with yourself. You know, you're gonna see that this part it plays a major part in a lot of things going in your life. So now that you shedding light on it, shining light on it, you're gonna see that it's time for you to take a deeper dive into what that is and to heal it, so you can make it acclimate into something better that can work for you and not against you, and no longer create blockages emotionally or spiritually for you. So the journal prompt is, what emotional or spiritual blocks am I holding on to? Since you look at it, since you have the exercise, now you're going to write into your journal now these things that you find out about yourself. um it would actually help you identify the patterns of the past and the present, no, the patterns of your past experience that will still have energetic holds on you. And most of the time when you find this, it's just the past. It's things that happened to you in the past. I mean, trigger warning, somebody was raped, or it could be you was mistreated as a kid. No, you didn't get fed. You got treated really badly. You was bullied in school. It could be so simple as that. It could be a relationship that you had, your first sexual encounter with a person, and that person did you wrong. It could be as deep as that. We have to really dive deep into all aspects of what we experience in our life and not someone else's life, because just because somebody else went through, you got to unpack how you internalize those very things about yourself. Did it make you feel bad? Did you feel unwanted after that? And then you have to look at all the relationships after that to see if that was a pattern that you picked up along the way, because of the fact that you was treated um unfairly, or not to up to your standard during that time. Okay, now let's understand the roots of the blockages. Emotional trauma. Past experience such as heartbreaks, loss, and betrayal can create emotional scars that continue to affect your thoughts, feelings, and action. Unhealed wounds. If you haven't addressed out your pain or made peace with the past, it can block your energy flow and hinder personal growth. Limiting beliefs is another one. The stories you tell yourself is very, very important, because the story that you tell is the story you actually think you live in. Mhm. You're trying to live that story, and that's not the story. That's not exactly what happened to you. I know it's a trigger warning. Some people may feel like but we got to call a spade, because when we go through things, we have to make sure we are I want to make sure I use my words correctly. We have to make sure we're looking at this as a get out of the victim seat and get into the reviewer seat and see what it is that you had to learn from this situation. Not saying that what happened was right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that sometimes we tend to take on the victim role where it hinders us and we become victimized in our own reality and become a victim in how we present ourselves in every aspect of ourselves in every way, and then that become the narrative of your story, narrative of your life, narrative of your everyday purpose and how you move and how you groove. And we want to change that because you are not your past. You are not that you are not what happened to you. You're so much more. So now we have to change the story, alchemize what happened to make it fit, to make it better than to make you to help you better understand what really went on and take the knowledge to put into your toolbox to help you on in the future. Okay. Oh, number four, I forgot about that. Number four part of understand the roots of blockages is spiritual disconnect. Feeling disconnected from a sense of purpose, higher self, or spiritual community can create feelings of loneliness or doubt, stalling, or personal growth. And I did this in a way for you to understand that really is spiritual. We already talked about what spirituality meant to you, so you got to put what fits there for you. So whatever it means for you, you got to see what spiritual disconnection really means for you in this aspect, because that means, are you disconnected from yourself? Are you disconnected from your higher self? um from your spiritual community, from God, for whoever you serve or whoever you deem your higher power? Are you spiritually connected or disconnected from that? Because that's another way to see that something else is going on inside of you, and it's stalling your personal growth. Okay. Releasing emotional and personal blockages. This here is, it's very challenging, because if you're not aware of it, you don't even know that it's there. And that's the driving force of your decisions, your everyday life, everything that you do is part of that. So um the process of release, you have to look at the awareness of it. The first step is always making sure that you are aware and you are intentional, identifying the blockages and understand the origins of it. Acceptance, accepting that the blockages exist and it has been a part of your journey, but it does not identify as who you are. It doesn't define you. And I feel like a lot of people forget that you can change anything about you. You can change your life. You can change your narrative. You don't have to accept what was given to you. You can change it, even with our down to our traditions and our and the teachings that we was taught growing up, and in even in the religion. You can still change it if it does not identify with you. It's a choice. Everything is a choice. This is what this lesson is for, to let you know that you have choices. You can choose what best fits you and your life and your reality, so you can have the best version of yourself be presented at all time, and you can live the happiest life because you are happy doing what you want to do. And then the other part is letting go. Letting go comes with grieving. It's the acceptance part, and then awareness first, and acceptance and letting go. It's the hardest three parts of it, you know because now that this is happening, you're aware of it. You got to make a choice to either continue it or let it go, accept it or not accept it. And then once you get ready to let it go, you're going to grieve it, because you no longer have to have it. It can't be a part of you anymore the way that it was. and you have to replace it with something else that's better fitting for you, and that should help you in the grieving process. It shouldn't take you should take as much time as you need, and take and make sure that you respect your grieving process, because some people are grieve and don't grieve long enough, but also have a boundary when it comes to grieving, because we can do too much of a lot of things and it's unhealthy. So just be mindful. Now, self-compassion and healing. Let's talk about this. This process, like I said, is not easy, but you have to be compassionate. You have to be loving. You have to show up in your heart, and not in your ego, and be non-judgmental, because this is a safe space for you to be truthful about what it is that's going on with you. It's you versus you, and it's you with you going through this healing journey. Nobody's there to judge you at all. So there's no reason for you to have to lie about anything, but accept and move forward. Um, Practicing being gentle is one of the main things that you're going to have to master during this time, because it's your ego is in control. It's sometimes it make you second guess the things that you're seeing and hearing, and because we don't want to accept it. Things about ourselves is kind of hard to um be okay with and accept, and just know that even though you're that version right then, you can still change it. You no longer have to be that person. You can change that version of you to fit what you want it to be. But it's good to shine light, so you can move forward, and you won't have these blockages anymore. So let's do the class breakdown. We to the end. We're gonna do a recap of what we just talked about. So today's journals exercise is: what emotional and spiritual blocks am I holding on to, and how have this impact my life? And it takes a lot of pages, let it take a lot of pages. Take your time. First of all, before you start, do a meditation. Get in the safe space where you can sit and you can be grounded and present and available for yourself. I want you to be completely, fully available for you, so you could actually hear clearly and be honest, and don't have to be running back and forth with whatever you're doing. Just give yourself this safe space, and this time. I know most people probably did the meditation this morning. If you didn't, you could do it before. You could do it before this. I recommend doing it as many times as you need to, because it helps you ground and get in your body. A lot of us not inside our body. We're out. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff, and we really need to be sit inside our body and be centered and grounded to the point where you can actually hear clearly and everything is in alignment at that moment. Take 15-20 minutes before you start the exercise. Sit on the floor, go outside, walk in nature, just so you could be within yourself and be in the present, and then work on the exercise and take your time. Even I know sometimes when you do these prompts, you're going to have emotions come up. You may cry a little bit. Let it out. Talk about what you're crying about. Talk about what you're releasing at that moment, because this stuff is here to trigger you, for you to open up wounds that wasn't there. It's a wound opener. That's what it is. That's all healing is. That's all spiritual journey is. It's a wound opener for you to heal, receive the knowledge, and let it go. Okay. So we're going to continue to move forward on this, and we're going to go to, oh, I want you to reflect on the experience, beliefs, and emotional patterns that seem to be resurfacing in your life. These are three things I want you, while you're thinking about this prompt, these are three things I want you to think about. Reflect on any experiences, beliefs, and emotional patterns that seems to be resurfacing in your life. How do they manifest? How do they show up in your life? What do you see it mirroring from? Then in what ways do they hold you back? Then also think about how this whole exercise is helping you. Once you finish with everything, look, just sit with yourself and see how it helping you clarify your emotions. Where is your emotions tied into all of this? Because that's going to help you move forward too, because now you actually getting to know yourself a lot more. And when I tell you, you're going to be shocked that this is you doing all this. It's amazing to shine light and see you for who you fully are. So that's the journal exercise. Okay, let me see. Now let's get to, sorry guys, I fast until evening. So that's probably what you hear in my stomach. I apologize. Action taken. Let's see, self compassion exercise. Okay. Shift negative thoughts into more loving. Okay. While you're doing this, I want you to not not be in a place of being negative, but being loving and more empowering when you do these exercises, because this is what's going to be needed for you to have the hope and the strength and the dedication to push forward and do this. So allow yourself to be free and be seen by yourself and it's accepted, but also be empowering in making new belief systems and putting new things in place. Okay. So the homework: forgiveness and self-healing. You're tasked to write a letter to yourself, forgiving past mistakes or regrets. Start by acknowledging the pain you carry and offering yourself forgiveness. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes, and self forgiveness is a crucial step towards releasing blockages and embracing growth. After writing the letter, read it out loud. It's a self ritual for self healing. It can act as help you integrate your intention for forgiveness and move forward. The power of the tongue is amazing. When you say stuff out loud, you code the very thing that you asking to call in. You are commanding the very thing that you want to call in. You want it to come in to you. And as forgiveness, I forgive myself. I know that what I went through wasn't done to me, but was for me at this point. I know that I didn't put myself in that situation. It happened because of da 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 da. Be empowering. All of us go through things every day. But if you continue to be negative about the encounters that you will have more encounters the same way. That's the process of that's the process of manifestation. You're gonna manifest more in. So we're manifesting a different version of yourself and more empowerment, because healing is amazing and it's constant. It never ends. There's so many levels to healing that once you leave this level, there's another level, but it gets easy because you're adding tools to your toolbox. And that's what these classes are for, to teach you how to make your time on this earth, school, easy for you by adding certain things so you can pull or use them when you need them. That's all this is for. And let me see what else. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh, the journal prompt. What emotions do I need to release in order to move forward on my spiritual path? Now, like I said before, the emotions are gonna come up. Don't stop them, and do not attach your mind to them, trying to figure it out. Allow it to flow, and then once it flows, ask, why did I have this emotion? Where did it come from? What did it stem from? And then reflect on the emotion and then let it go. Do the process of letting it go and grieving and letting it go and forgiving in that process so you can go forward. Now, number 6, integrating the healing process. This is a daily practice. I need you to understand this. You may not have to once you get it down pat, you don't have to do it. I'm I'm a spiritual guru and I'm a activist for spirituality. And when I tell you and I'm a leader in it, I do it every day. I reflect, not reflect, but I sit with myself. I have a practice every day I do. I call it my spiritual hygiene. So I check in with myself. It's a spiritual check in just to see where you are. Um, there will be things that can come up that you have to use the tools in the toolbox. Make sure you are intentional with your movement from this day forward and how you operate your day. And then you won't get caught up in the things that you already learned. You'll be able to see it from a mile away and react differently because they're only coming up for you to choose a different choice and not the same choice. That's all this is. I mean, and we just as human get caught up with who is with where we at, our ego, fear, and embarrassment, and so many other things that come along with that. That's why it makes the process a little different. But by you doing knowing more about yourself, it makes you gain more power and more trust within yourself to make different choices. Okay, the conclusion, like I said, the power of letting go. Emotional and spiritual blockages are a natural part of the human experience, but they do not have to define your future. By identifying, accepting, and releasing these blockages with compassion, you free yourself to step into your fullest potential and embrace the flow of life. Empowerment. Remember, the process of healing is ongoing. Like, I'm gonna keep saying that because people want a quick fix. It can fix you quick. Yeah. But if you don't make the same choice, you can go back right back to where you came from. Same life. That's why you have to make it intentional with everything you do. So once you put the tools in the toolbox, it becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of your construct. Becomes a part of your ritual. Becomes a part of your tradition. Becomes a part of your belief system and the rules that governs you. It becomes a part of you. And once that happens, you have to be patient and gentle with yourself, and you continue to grow and release what no longer serves your highest good. Okay. So remember, day one, we read. Now we're talking about the book of the week. Sorry, jump topics. But that's it. That was the lecture for day two. So now we on, when it comes to the alchemist, on day one we read pages 1 through 42. Tonight we're gonna do pages 42 through 87. And this evening I'm gonna put a discussion forum up, discussion summarizing pages 1 through 42, and put a couple questions up there so we can engage. If you feel inclined, it's not mandatory. I'm putting it up there so people could, we can meet and greet and talk about it if you feel inclined. So I hope this helps everyone. I'm so excited about the class. And if you have any questions or concerns, and there, like I said, there are books I have inside of my link tree. There are self-help guides that you can continue. I know this lecture, this class is only 2 weeks, 14 days, but you can also continue this healing journey on your own. I want you to be so sufficient in doing this on your own, because it's you versus you. You really don't need anybody else outside of you, but there are tools that can help guide you on your path. So I have self-help guides inside of my link tree. If you are inclined to get a couple just so it can help you, that's 7 to 8 days, 14 days. I'm working on some other projects to make it longer and getting it copyrighted and everything else. And it'll be some stuff that'll last 30 days for you, because healing is constant. We just need tools to help us on this journey, because nobody really talks about certain things that goes on. So I'm here for that. And if there's something that you may need tailored to you, shoot me an email, shoot me an inbox, or put in the discussion forum. I'll read it, and now I will message you personally and let you know if I have something. And then if I do, I'll upload it for you to get. Okay. I hope this helped. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. And until we chat again tomorrow, have an amazing night, sweetie. Bye. I didn't look at the